You only ever know. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. Israel, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. I made a promise, can't nobody take it. I chose to put you above all the nations. Out of your graves, I chose to awaken. We made a covenant, don't you forsake it. Come get protected while they going crazy. Israel, my firstborn, my baby. Israel, my firstborn, my baby. I woke you up in your land of captivity. I do not change, I want you to remember me. Laws and commandments, I gave you the remedy. Go read the testimonies for your memory. I sent them prophets, but you wasn't hearing me. I come to you if you really come near to me. I heard your cry.
Yes, sir.
Exodus, going to Exodus, and it's 6 and 3.
Let's have a read.
You can start. You start in one. You start in one, but the 3.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 6, from the top. Then Yahweh said unto Moses, Now shalt thou see what I will do to Pharaoh, for with a strong hand shall he let them go, and with a strong hand shall he drive them out of his land. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and said unto him, I am Yahweh, and I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, by the name of Yahweh Almighty, but by my name Yahweh was I not known to them.
Go to 4, please. I'm sorry.
Come. And I have also established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their pilgrimage, wherein they were strangers.
Wherein they were what?
They were strangers.
Strangers. All right, so that is a good scripture, sir, but it is not where the covenant began. Yes, sir.
Genesis.
And by the way, what he said is not wrong. I'll explain that all to you in a moment. It's just that I remember I asked a specific question and it's a specific answer for specific scripture. Yes, sir.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 7.
Let's read.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 7. And Yahweh formed the man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils.
And did what?
Breathe into his nostrils the breath of life.
Breath of what?
The breath of life.
Breath of life.
And man became a living soul.
Man became what?
A living soul.
A living soul. All right. So that is that the covenant? Is that where it began?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, would you like to explain it for me, sir?
The covenant is also law.
Mm-hmm.
When he first gave us the law, is at this point when he breathed in us our nostrils that law, which separates the two groups of men at this point.
Okay. Very good. Now, with us who are scholarly, you're right, and you're not wrong, but you still need just a little something to be added to it. I'll come back to you in a moment because I need to stay with you a moment. Yes, sir.
Grace and peace, Pastor.
Grace and peace to you, sir.
I was going to Genesis as well, but I was going a little bit further in Genesis 2:15.
Genesis chapter 2 and 15.
15 through 18.
Say again, sir.
15 through 18. Genesis
15 through 18. All right. Let's go.
The book of, the book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 15. And Yahweh took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And Yahweh commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt eat of it, For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
All right. He said he wanted to go over to 18. Continue, please.
And Yahweh said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him.
A help what?
A helpmeet for him.
Helpmeet for him. All right. So that is good, sir, but that is not the covenant. What that is, that's now the establishment of him having a workmate. All right. I use the word workmate, but I do mean workmeet as opposed to M-A. Please do come in. But what I want you to do is to go back. I want to go back to you, sir. I want to go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. And I would like you to begin reading at verse 22, 25.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 22. For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, which is the worker of all things, taught me, for in her is an understanding spirit.
Is what?
Is an understanding spirit.
Understanding spirit. Continue.
Holy, one only, manifold, subtle, lively, clear, undefiled, plain, not subject to hurt, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be letted, ready to do good.
Ready to what?
Ready to do good.
Go on.
Kind to man.
Come on.
Steadfast, sure.
Now, isn't it amazing? All of these qualities is what comes from the covenant and the spirit that comes with it. As to what we should be doing, how we should act. Read on, finish it, boy, if you don't mind.
Free from care.
Come on.
Having all power. Excuse me. Having all power, overseeing all things, and going through all understanding. Pure and most subtle spirits.
Most subtle what?
Spirits.
Most subtle spirits. All right.
You went to verse 25?
Yes, sir.
Verse 24. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness.
Reason of what?
Her pureness.
Go on.
For she is the breath of the power of Yahweh, and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore, can no defiled thing fall into her.
So, this is the covenant that was given to us only as Adam. All right? Now, if you don't follow this, I definitely do not mind you interrupting me, because I definitely want you to get it, because there's a few other steps that I need you to be clear on. If you'll go to Baruch, please, chapter 4 and 1.
Yes, sir.
Just to make it crystal clear, because again, people are going to say, well, the word covenant doesn't come up. Well, it's remember, the word covenant in short means law. All right? And if we were to use a more modern term, it means agreement. So if two men or two women have an agreement, we have a covenant. Covenants, by the way, brings with it death. Because if you don't keep the covenant, you die. Because the covenant is exactly the same as an oath. Right? Everybody have that so far? I just want to make sure that everyone has that. So just now, because we read breath in the KJV in Genesis chapter 2 and 7, we have to then, after we just read what we read in Wisdom of Solomon, giving us all the understanding of it, then we have to give it proof as to the fact that it is the law, right? So now we go to Baruch chapter 4 and 1.
Yes, sir.
Let's read.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God,
There it is. Go on.
and the law that endureth forever.
Go on.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
Shall do what?
Shall come to life.
Go on.
But such as leave it shall die.
Shall die. And that's why we always back that up with Proverbs chapter 21 and 16. Always. Why? Because if anyone argues it, that particular scripture makes it crystal clear. So everybody's clear on that? Good. So that's where the covenant is. Now, the other covenant that is shown that really does not, let me see if I want to go there right now because of time. All right, why not? The covenant that we read earlier that our brother brought down in Exodus chapter 6.
Yes, sir.
That is also a covenant, but it's a covenant way ahead. The next covenant that I want us to be clear on is Genesis chapter 17. And we have to understand it by way of verse 1, just to set the premise. So go ahead and read it, sir.
Genesis chapter 17 from the top. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9,
yes,
and Yahweh appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God. Walk before me and be thou perfect.
Be thou perfect. Be complete. How are you going to be complete? Keep the law. Right? Then when we jump from there down to 8, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 17 verse 8.
Good.
And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger.
See, the land wherein we are strangers. Continue.
All the land of Canaan.
Underline the word, all the land of Canaan. Then read what it says it will be to us.
For an everlasting possession.
See that? Read.
Come, and I will be their God.
It will be our God. Now, the thing that we must remember, when we, this is us in Eden. Okay. Now, in Edom, there were 2 laws given to us. Just excuse this pen, put one right over So that's the tree of life. All right? Everybody got that? Now, let me just give you a minute to put that together, because you, from your own drawing, you're going to have to use it maybe down the road. But it is, I'm giving you a pattern to follow here, all right? Everybody got that? Then there was a second tree that was given to us. I'll call it this. Now, I use the word good and evil, but really the words are of knowledge of good and evil. All right? Everybody got that so far? Now, what happened to us is that when we messed up, we fell.
That's right.
And this is where we were for the longest time, in that position. And the reason why we were there was because we broke this law here. And so this is where the fragment of what happened. This is why we were cut off from this. So here is man. Go stick man, that makes life easier. All right. Now, as I was kind of trying to explain it to the captain yesterday, and I was doing it in brief, was that we had to get back, and the only way we could get back is that we had to get back up to this level here. But there's no way for us to get there. Now there are 7 steps to get us back there. 7 steps. Now I'm going to use you as an example in just one moment. But what do you think those steps were? What do you think those steps were for us to get back to that level there? Yes, ma'am.
Grace and peace.
Grace and peace, ma'am.
Keeping the feast.
Keeping the feast.
The steps of the feast.
Yes. But remember, the steps of the feast began in the garden.
God.
And since you've opened that up, what were the method that was used to keep the feast? What did we have to do? Because remember, we were already in sin. We've fallen. We've been cut off from this covenant here. Tree of life, the tree of good and evil, we were cut off from it. Now, in case anyone says, well, we did not know some of what was going on here. Yes, we did. We understood only good.
God.
We didn't know evil. If we knew evil, it now would have brought us on a godlike level. So he kept us under this law where we would have life. That's why the prelim of it was that we would live to well over thousands of years, because our infancy gave us life for 1,000 years plus.
God.
But because we messed up, it ceased. It was cut off before we even got started. And so none of us made it beyond 1,000. None of us. But this was only preliminary. Now, that side of it gets a bit heavy, but that's not for now. We'll hit that down the road. So when we were cut off from having life abundantly, and we were qualifying for it, our lifespan started to shrink all the way down. Because we were given life. Because of Adam's sin, we lost life. So we could only live to 500, 900, 950, 870. We could only live to high degrees, but we couldn't go beyond that.
God.
So the first thing that we found ourselves in, that we had to correct our position. And what was the first correction that was needed? Because Adam and his wife sinned. What had to happen to them? Now you're right to keep the covenant, but what was the covenant? You know what it was. Because remember, a lamb had to die, right? That's it. Lamb had to die. Now, in order for him to stay alive, what had to happen? It meant that, in fact, let's go to that strip right now. Let's just quickly just run there. As I said, that's why I'm starting quickly without any preamble, because there's a few things that I want us to hit, and I need us to go home with our minds clear. Let's see where it says that they were now naked. Got it, Cap? Let's begin reading, if you please.
It's like I thought you were going to the sacrifice that not Adam, but King and Abel did. But you said
no, not there yet. Well, we're going to where, because remember, it is chapter 3.
That's
deals
what
with the fall.
Yeah, when you said naked, I was like, okay, we back up a few ticks.
Yeah, right. So here we're dealing with man's fall. Make sense, everyone? So man had fallen at this.
You want me to hit straight on verse 10?
Right. So I want you to quickly go, if you please, to verse 10 because that makes it very clear about then. No, 7.
Okay.
Because speak of their nakedness.
Come. The book of Genesis chapter 3 and verse 7. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked.
They were naked. Why were they naked? All this was lost. They were naked. It was lost. They'd fallen. Now, here's the thing. Because they're now down here, they can't get this. If they were back up here, then this would have been accessible to them. Does that make sense so far? And so it says that they were naked. But in fact, let me quickly jump, because we're going to stay in 3. I think we're going to stay there. Yes. But read 7 again, if you please.
Come. And the eyes of them both were open.
Well, what?
Were open.
They were open. Eyes of them both. And so what this did, it established what is called the Adamic covenant. The Adamic covenant. Adamic covenant. Everybody got that there? Now, and then after here, this becomes that becomes one step, right? Everybody got that? And then from here, what do you think comes next? What comes next? The what? Yes, ma'am. The no what? The Noahic. Nohic. Noahic covenant. Right? Make a note of that. Make a note of that. And anyway. The reason why I want to emphasize on the 8 is because that's another section that we're going to be in. All right. Everybody got that? Now what comes after that?
The Abrahamic.
Right. All right. Why does it come?
Because at this point he was reestablishing the covenant through Abraham for us.
All right.
It was going to be the covenant that he was giving to us as Israel under Abraham, that we would be blessed. He would give us a name, and he was going to give us a land, and that we would be a blessed nation.
Yeah. Okay. What you said is true, but there's a couple of pieces that we need to kind of polish a little bit. Let's go into Adam. Why was Adam's period called an Adamic covenant? It's very easy. Brothers and sisters, everybody just follow me. Good. Nice and easy. Because I don't want your heart's racing, your brain working too quickly, because you'll be snapping at things that you don't need to. Yes, sir. What you got?
Grace and peace.
Grace and peace.
Adam was a king. He was given authority over men.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Go ahead. Lucky.
Those that fell were all of Adam. They were all called Adam. So him and his kingdom fell. So he took with him falling, it wasn't just him himself and his seed. From there were other Adams.
Yes.
So not only him, but those of Adam.
But tell me, if he fell, how did he fall? And then, if he fell, tell me, how did he fall, which is straightforward. And then tell me, how did the covenant come about, which is straightforward.
So he fell because he gave his authority away. He lost his authority.
Good. Because again, I want you, if you got the word, I don't want you to go any further.
God.
He gave his authority away.
God.
Who did he give it to?
To his wife.
To his wife. Because he let her usurp him.
God.
Good. Now, the reason why we can't never miss that, cover it up. I notice in the Christian church, they cover it up. Again, you heard me say this in times past. Why they don't want to hurt any female feelings. Remember, all churches are more women than there are men. And half your congregation will be gone if you hurt a lot of feelings. So that's why that's never taught on. It's never taught on. So that's why we're in trouble. So here's the thing. When it comes down to him giving away his authority and his wife usurping him, how did he have to fix it? All right. Sisters, how did he have to fix it? Stay where I'm coming back to you, sir. Yes, ma'am. What had to die? An animal had to die. An innocent creature had to die. Now, who killed it? Yahweh killed it. So then, who's fixing it? Yahweh. So he started the work from the garden. He started it, right? But the subject matter was not good enough to dissolve all of the crimes that was in him. You see, in Adam, all of us, we were there. And because we were in him, all of his sin became our sin. No animal was ever good enough to bring us out of our trouble. All the animal was good enough to do was to what? It's temporary. So if I'm bleeding, what do? I put a bandage, right? Right. What did the Lord put on them?
A cover.
He puts a coat of skin on them. Captain, let's read that. He said they're naked. And then quickly, let's read. Would you please?
Come, the book of Genesis chapter 3, verse 21. Unto Adam also and to his wife did Yahweh make coats of skins.
Go on.
And clothe them.
And did what?
And clothe them.
And clothe them. Why was this important? Because it was righteous because the Father did it. It was righteous because the Father. And it was forgiven because an innocent life was in their stead. It was righteous because the Father did it. And it covered them with innocence because an innocent creature died for them to give them forgiveness. That's why when people keep teaching that Adam messed up, Eve messed up, and because of them we're all in this thing, they've got to understand they were forgiven. They were forgiven. Now, what are you saying then? Will they be in the kingdom? I believe so. They started all of this. So when we see that, it says, and unto Adam also and his wife did the Lord Most High God make coats of skin and clothe them. Then when we read 22, what's what it says?
Verse 22. And Yahweh said, Behold, the man is become as one of us.
Read.
To know good and evil.
There it is. Remember, he knew good, but he didn't know evil. And now we become like him, God-like, not God, God-like, because we understood both sides. We understood death, which we never knew before. Remember, the first time they saw death was when? Sir?
Abel.
No, first time when?
When they killed the animal.
When he killed the animal. They'd never seen it. Everything lived, everything breathed. They were primarily at that time vegetarians. So they were eating vegetables. Nothing was being killed, but they saw life leave. Right? Now, what's going to happen now? We know that later on, I'm doing this quick because I need you to understand the difference between the Adamic and also the Noahic. The Noahic. Now, here we are now. When we read further down, we begin to get to this point where it says, In chapter 4, it says, read, and 1.
Con, Genesis chapter 4, verse 1.
Go on.
And Adam knew Eve, his wife,
Knew Eve his wife. Go on.
and she conceived,
Go on.
and bare Cain,
Go on.
and said, I have gotten a man from Yahweh.
Come on.
And she again bare his brother Abel.
Right. Remember, this is how we know they're twins. You've got to read Strong's 7013 if you want to get and use that as your tracking to go deeper further into it. That's how we know that they were twins. Because it didn't say that he laid with his wife again down the road. She bared down, brought one out, bared down again, brought another one out. That's what uses the word bear. Everybody with me so far? And so with that, we recognize that he comes into the world, both of them. Now remember, as they're growing up, what do you think the father did to his sons in terms of telling them about what happened to them? He told them what happened, right? And he taught them the sacrifices, right? So they then had to follow on from what the father did, which was the killing of an animal, in this case a lamb, in order for the sacrifice to be appeasing to the father. Everybody got that so far? Before that, nothing was being killed. Now it's a tradition. Every year there had to be blood. And they saw that life left the creature when it was killed. So now, remember, men started to become evil.
That's right.
But men started to say, I could stop you by killing you. And so now, remember, they knew only good. Now evil was being explained exponentially.
That's right.
By actions. And that's how death now started to come into the world. And they started to see a whole lot of evil happening between men. Is it making sense now? All right. And is anybody not with me so far? Please tell me. I'll back it up. I need you to know this. Anyone, anything. We good? Yeah. All right, good. So then that was covered. That's how all of that got covered. Now we're going to focus on chapter 3, but I want to get through the 7 steps first. Is that all right with you all? Now, why do we have the Noach? Now, Noah comes about chapter 6 and verse 9 and speaks about the generation. All right?
The book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 9.
Right.
These
go ahead.
These are the generations of Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Noah was a just man.
Come on.
And perfect.
And what?
And perfect.
Complete.
In his generation.
Read.
And Noah walked with Yahweh.
Go on.
And Noah begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And the earth also was corrupt before Yahweh.
It was what?
Was corrupt before Yahweh.
So it makes it very clear the earth was messed up at that point, right? Now remember this, brethren, that it's in Noah that now we have separation and grace is upon us. Everybody with me so far? Grace is upon us, right? Now let's put Abe here. So we have brother Abe. Now with him comes his covenant. Now with his covenant, let's quickly go to 17. Back to Genesis chapter 17.
Yes, sir.
And Abrahamic. All right. Did I hear somebody say that? Did someone say something? No. Okay. All right. Abrahamic. All right. Now, what does he stand for? What does his Abrahamic stand for? Abraham. The ram there. Okay. What does he stand for? Remember, Noah's separation, grace by separation. So what does Abram mean? Or Abraham? What's that?
Well, he's the father, so.
No, it's his covenant. It's covenant. Let's think about covenant. Yes, ma'am. But circumcision was the let's go back and read it.
Did you want verse 1 or down to?
Yes, sir, verse 1.
Come. Genesis chapter 17, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And when Abram was 19 years old and 9, and Yahweh appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty Yahweh.
I am the what?
I am the Almighty Yahweh.
Come on.
Walk before me,
Go on.
and be thou perfect.
Be thou what?
Be thou perfect.
Be thou perfect. Go on, sir.
And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly.
Exceedingly. Now the precept that goes with that is Genesis chapter 26. Still stay where you are. Don't lose 17. Genesis chapter 26 and 5. Read that for me, please.
Come. The book of Genesis, chapter 26 and verse 5. It reads thus. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws.
See that? Does that make sense to everyone so far? He tells them in the latter clause, he said, and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, my laws. And notice, he makes it personal. He kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, my laws. See, makes it very personal with Abraham. Now, why was this so important? What was the covenant that the Most High put on him? Yes, the laws was on him, but what? Give me something that is very, very important to him in that regard. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Grace and peace.
Grace and peace.
One word I think would be righteousness.
Yes, he was certainly righteous. There was something that Abraham did that no other was graced with, but he was graced with that. Yes, he had righteousness. Yes, but there's something that he had that none of us had. And later on, through the 12 tribes, it became more prolific. Yes, ma'am.
I was going to just say verse 11.
Verse 11, and what chapter, ma'am?
It's back to 17.
17, verse 11. Let's read.
Genesis chapter 17 and verse 11. And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin.
Of what?
Of your foreskin.
Go on.
And it shall be a token of the covenant between me and you.
Right, so this is a token, meaning what? A sign. So only Israelites have the token of the blood covenant, which is the foreskin missing from all men. Gone? Now, why was this so important? Because when you have sheep, what's one of the things that you do with sheep? Now, what if you have sheep? All right, you got sheep, I got sheep. They're all grazing in the same field. How are we going to know what sheep is yours, what sheep is yours, what sheep is mine? You what? You brand them, right? Now that's the modern day. But we didn't do that back then, right? We marked them, but how did we mark them? Yes, sir. Yes. We got the ear and we put a ring in their ear. Some put 2, some put 3, some put 4, all of that type of thing. The reason why that started to change later on was because, unfortunately, a man would come along and say, I'll put extra rings, and then put rings in his too, so I got the same as yours. That's why that had to change. But that's just to show differentiation. What marked us was the fact that all the men had a token that was removed from their body. So you see the difference, and that was like that for generations. Now, where did it get messed up very quickly? Where did it get messed up? Well, let me back up, because Ishmael became a part of our bloodline. And so when Ishmael goes off, guess what? All of Ishmael's bloodline is circumcised. So you could say that all of Ishmael is also us. But they're not us.
Right.
You see, because they're the children of Abraham, but by way of the flesh. We are the children of Abraham by way of the spirit. Right? Which is the promise. Any questions on that? Are we good so far? Can I move forward? Right. Did I see a hand go up back there? No, that wasn't a hand, that was a scratching of the head. Okay. So let's go back now. Go back. Let's quickly, if you please, look at, so we have the Abrahamic And just as a quick point, the Lord said to Abraham, everywhere that the sole of your foot shall tread, right? That was one of the covenants that was on him. Make a note of that, because that's how the land was trotted out, because of wherever he stepped. God? Who knows where that scripture is, just so we make sure everybody has a scripture covering for it? Who can tell me where that scripture is? Everywhere the sole of your feet. Anyone? Anyone? If you need to Google it, Google it. I'd rather you do it because of time. Anyone?
Joshua 1 and 2.
Let's go.
The book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 3. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you.
Given unto us. Go back and read one, sir.
Come, verse 1. Now after the death of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, it came to pass that Yahweh spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, Moses my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel.
Read.
Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses.
Right. Now remember, when you read verse 4, it makes it clear as to the track that they make. Just read verse 4, and I'll break it down as we go. Go on.
Come, verse 4. From the wilderness.
From the wilderness.
And this Lebanon.
And this Lebanon. Go on.
Even unto the great river. The river Euphrates.
River Euphrates, which we know that's the first river, the northern section river. Come. Read.
All the land of the Hittites.
Hittites, Turkey. That's where the Hittites used to be. In Turkey. Go on.
And unto the great sea.
The great sea is the Mediterranean. Meaning if you ran the coast from Turkey all the way down, it runs all the way down into Jerusalem, and then all the way around into Egypt as well. Everybody got that? So that gives you the idea of the land that the Most High said that you will tread it out. And if you don't believe that, just ask a land surveyor. When he's surveying land, he walks or paces out the land so he can mark it. So when it uses the expression here, everywhere the soles of your feet shall tread, this is also to affirm the fact that the land is ours by ownership. Everybody got that? All right. Drop that now, if you please. And you've got the Abrahamic. Let's go to Moses, shall we? Moses. Now, tell me, why is Moses so important? Moshe. Why is he so important? Can somebody tell me, please? Why is Moses so important at this point? Grace and peace, sir.
He's important because that's the first time that the laws were put in writing. But they came up, they didn't have that before. So that's why he's important.
Yeah. So the laws was actually written, but why is he important? Yes, the laws was put in writing, but why is it a mosaic? Let me put it that way then.
Was it because he was the first priest, king?
No, you're jumping on information that you have in your mind. Sometimes you got to leave that, let your spirit go with what the word says. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 1 and just read that for me, sir.
Come. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake.
Which who?
Which Moses spake.
Moses spake. Go on.
Unto all Israel on this side Jordan in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea,
And in the plain over against the Red Sea,
between Paran and Tophel and Laban and Hazarath and Dizahab.
all right? Now tell me, why was it so important? When he read that out. Just quickly, real quick. You do know that the faster you react is the quicker that things come back to your mind. These be the word that Moses spoke. Grace and peace. Yes, ma'am.
Moses was the lawgiver.
He was the lawgiver. Yes, ma'am. He had the Mosaic law because, yes, he was the lawgiver, but what made Moses special? Yes. Maybe I'm making it sound wrong. How did Moses get the law? He said that it was written down, yes. But what made Moses special in terms of getting the law? What made him special?
His first meeting was at the burning bush.
Yes. But what made Moses special about getting the law? All right, I'm sorry. The only reason I've got to move from the subject, what made him special about getting the law? No, you're not getting you. What made him special? Yes, sir.
He killed a man.
No. That's like me going back into your past and bringing up all that dirty laundry. No. All right. Doctor, back to you.
Okay.
Look.
It was passed down. He was given.
Thank you. Oh, Father, help us this day. Remember, the law was given. Remember, he didn't write it.
God, it was given.
It was written by the finger of God, and the tablets was given to him. It was the second set that Moses had to write.
Right.
Because he broke the first set because the people messed up. So this now was God giving from divine to human the law. And so it was in his hand, given to him. But when he got down and saw the people in disarray, what did they? He got angry and he smashed them. So he went back with somebody and said, no, I'm not writing it. He said, you write it. And the difference was that now it had to be dictated to him. That's what made the Mosaic law special, because no other nation was given the laws. Can quickly go to Psalm 140, 49, 48. Real quick. Real quick, please.
Psalm 149?
Yes, sir. And let's read it, if you please.
From the top?
From the, 18, 19. So 147, 147.
Oh, there you go. Come. The book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19.
Yep.
He showeth his word unto Jacob.
Unto who?
Unto Jacob.
Go on.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Go on.
He have not dealt so with any nation.
With any nation. So nobody else has got it. Nobody else was given it. And that's why you got to stop defending them. Because I still hear how people say, oh, but the Lord is merciful. Merciful to whom? And then he said, read, finish it.
Come, they have not known them.
Go on.
Like I praise ye the Lord.
Praise ye the Lord. So they have known it. Yes, sir.
So how did Adam get the laws?
How did he get the laws?
Was it through the words of the Most High?
No, remember. All right. Let me go back. I did say you could ask questions, so that's not a problem. Right. quickly go back, if you please, to go back to chapter 3
Yes, sir.
and read verse 21.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 21. Unto Adam also and to his wife did Yahweh make
Who?
did Yahweh
Go on.
make coats
Make coats
of skins.
of what?
Skins.
Skins.
And clothed them.
And clothe them.
And Yahweh said, Behold, the man is become as one of us.
One of us. That's what he says there, right?
God.
But remember, look at what the Lord said to them. They said that we could jump back to chapter 3 and run, if you please, back to verse 6.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 6. And when
Slightly because of time, so just jump down to verse 9.
Verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh called unto Adam and said unto him,
Yes.
Where art thou?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden. I heard thy voice in the garden.
In the garden, go on.
And I was afraid
Go on.
because I was naked.
Now, you ask the question. Now watch what the Lord says. Read.
And I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee that thou was
So
naked?
they would even ask the question, who said you were naked? You see? Somebody else had to interlope on that situation to put another thought in their head for them to believe that we're naked.
That's right.
Naked how? And remember this, when the children of Israel came out of the waters, yes, they might have been naked when they came out of the waters, but did they stay naked? No, they got it together. They didn't come out like simpletons.
God.
They were smart, intelligent people.
That's right.
All right, and they quickly got themselves clothed and started to build themselves accommodation, etc., etc., etc. Right? Everybody understand that part? And everybody's good with it so far. All right, so that's really how they got the initial Adamic covenantal law. It was given to them, and it was given to them first. But the very fact that the skin covered you, that's the first law. The law covers us from death.
God.
Because quickly go to Proverbs. Go to Proverbs 21 and 16 quickly.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 16.
Listen to what it says. Go ahead.
The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
See? So if you are outside it, you're basically dead. All right. The next one is Canaan. I'm sorry, I just can't put it up because of time. The next one is Canaan. Put that up. That's our land. Canaan, because it was promised to us. All right. And of David. And what I want you to understand after that, then we're at this section, and this really is what we call the New Test. All right. Yes, sir.
Grace and peace.
Rest in peace.
So, the answer that was just explained to my brother's Bata'al's question.
Mm-hmm.
How do we connect that with Genesis 2 and 7, when it's been discussed and to my understanding that the laws were breathed into Adam?
Correct. Right. But remember, Adam didn't break the law. Who broke the law?
Eve.
Right. And that's what we're going to go into right now.
Gotcha.
That's why I was hurrying up to get this up. I want to take you to the next step before we conclude here. Those are the 7 levels. Everybody got that? Cap, quickly run to Genesis chapter 28, begin at verse 10 and read 15.
Come. The book of Genesis, chapter 28 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haran. And he lighted up upon certain place and tarried there all night because the sun was set. And he took of the stones of that place and put them for his pillows. For his pillows. And lay down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven.
Now remember, that's symbolic because it was a snapshot to show him that where man has fallen to, we are going to be coming out of that situation. Read it, finish it. Let me explain even more.
Come. And behold, the angels of Yahweh ascending and descending on it.
Because souls will be taken and out of the earth when they die, etc., etc., right? But it's also symbolic of the fact that we were down in the dust and now we're climbing back up. And how do we climb back up? We've done that through Abraham, through Noah, through Abraham. I'm lucky. I should have said Adam, then Noah, then Abraham, then Moses, then Canaan, because Canaan is a promised land for us, right? It's a Canaanite covenant. And that's why the land that was set for us, that's the land that we are going to eventually find ourselves in. Then there's the Davidic. The Davidic is going to be the kingship of our future. The kingdom age is going to be Yahushua, who will sit on the throne of David. The New Testament now is showing that we're in the age where we are now re-established in a new covenant. Because remember, we've gone through supposedly all of the different ages leading up, because remember, Abraham's in there. And remember, we have to adjust it for all of the other saints who were prophets in between. Forgive me for speaking too quickly. But are you with me so far? All right. But by the time we get to the New Testament, where the Lamb, remember, was now going to be displayed, because the Lamb was hidden for 4,000 years, which was 4 days. Got it? And in those 4 days, nobody knew who the Lamb was, what, when, or how. That's why when we read earlier on, when Eve had a son, obviously she was joyous of that because she thought this was the one that was spoken of who would come and assault the enemy for the position that he put us in. But it wasn't, because Cain is not that man. Right? He wasn't that man. And so that's where we are with that. But what I want to get to is to answer the question that the brother came up with, because I knew that question was on its way. All right. So where do we want to go? Any questions so far from you in here? Any questions so far? Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
When we talk about when we go back to the tree of life under the Eden, was it because we have the Adamic covenant? We were in Eden and we had the good.
Mm-hmm.
So because was it that Yahweh was trying to prevent us from the evil part, where we would stay in the good, the nourishment of life? But when they fell, now we discovered that we had the evil. So was that because of the people of what he destroyed prior to that, and he didn't want us? He was giving us another chance so that we wouldn't fall back to what he destroyed previously, and we were supposed to stay in that gloriousness.
All right. Let me throw it out this way. I'm going to throw it out to the brothers. Hopefully, the brothers will have their thinking caps on. All right. Why was Adam removed from the garden? Straightforward question, not hard. Yes, sir. In fact, no, not you, sir. But everybody else has been looking and needs something. Even Captain. Who, how, and why? Why was he thrown out?
It was answered earlier, actually. It was answered
Repeat it.
Khan, that he had lost his authority.
He lost
Well,
his
he gave his authority.
He gave his authority away. Now, what was the challenge? The Lord threw him out of the garden, so he's out of the garden now. All right? Now, one would say, but why did the Lord put him out? Remember, it was the Lord who put him in. Right?
God.
And when you go into the garden, there are laws for you to follow. You break those laws, as the leader,
That's what it was.
you are now thrown out of the garden. All right? Now, let's look at how was this possible. Because you've got to ask yourself the question, how could this really happen? How could my man find himself in a situation where he's thrown out? We've got to read chapter 3. Right? With what little time we have left. Right? We're going to read from 1 to 6. And hopefully, we'll be able to answer that. And if I don't complete it, I promise you I will complete it on when the next time. Yes.
Quick question, so I know where I'm putting this in my notes.
Yes, sir.
Are we going back to the Adamic covenant? Answer this question.
Yes, we have to go back to here because remember there are 7 steps. We're not going to discuss Noah. We're not going to discuss Abraham. We're not going to discuss Moses, Canaan, David, or the new team. We're not touching any of that. We're still at the beginning because what happened? Man fell all the way to the bottom.
God.
Now man's going to get out. He can't get himself out of it.
God.
You see, only the Most High can get him out of what he's in.
God.
Man was in a prestigious position. And he failed and he messed up. And the punishment had to take place. Yes, sir.
So everything that we've discussed thus far falls under the Adamic covenant.
Everything. You see, because as I was explaining even just yesterday, just briefly, we're just spitballing the fact that these are the steps leading up to where we are now. Within this gap here, that's why I did a V. Within this gap, right, we have a great challenge here. Because who's going to die for us?
God.
Remember, when we got to Abraham, the son said, Father, I see the fire, I see the wood, but where's the lamb? There was no answer given. Now, it was given much later now when John comes on. But that's now new tea, and we're not in that. All right. So, can I move forward, everyone? Now, when we read verse 1, read it, if you please, sir.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1.
Now
the serpent was more subtle.
Was more what?
Was more subtle.
Come on.
Than any beast of the field.
Any beast of the field, go on.
Which Yahweh had made.
Which Yahweh had made, go on.
And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath Yahweh said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
All right, now what was wrong with that? Now, I need you to answer it. Even if you answer wrong, I need you to answer it. One of the things with answering is that if you say something and it is wrong, remember, this is not out there. It's not the world where you have to worry about what people are going to think of you. That's your flesh. Got to put your flesh aside. You have to just, well, was it such and such? No. Was it such and such? No. Was it such and such? Yes. When you get your yes, you remember it. So, yes, sir. You had your hand up.
No, what is the doctrine? Is the doctrine?
Doctrine of what?
Doctrine of the heavens, the nations, other nations.
So you're saying that the question hath God said is doctrine.
You said what? Repeat the question again.
Captain, read that verse again.
Come. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yahweh had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have Yahweh said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
That was the question.
And you said, what did they eat? They ate the doctrine of other nations.
What?
What she ate, she accepted what the other nations. Like we go out there, Pastor, we lay out the thing.
I got you. I mean, I want to have it. Now I'm going to read it. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast, any creature, right? So, meaning that all the other men, all the other nations, the serpent, this particular nation, no, you wouldn't, because I need you to explain it. These brothers. And then it says, then any of the beasts of the field now is the area, which the Lord God hath made, right? And he said unto the woman, yea, hath God said, he asked her, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden. All right, can you answer that?
Yes, you told her that she
Just answer it up. Just answer it, please.
yes, sir, of other nations. That she should not eat of the other nations' doctrines of other nations.
All right, so she should eat of the other doctrines of the other nations.
That's correct.
Yes, sir.
Grace and peace.
Grace and peace.
Yes, he told her what tree they could eat, but one tree they weren't supposed to eat of.
Right.
They could eat of other trees. He said, shall not eat of every tree.
Of every tree.
Of the garden.
All right.
They could eat of some trees, but it was one particular tree that they weren't supposed to eat of.
So.
And she should have said no.
Right. So she didn't, right?
She did.
All right. Captain, read verse 2.
Verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees.
So what was wrong with this picture here? Now remember, in months and months ago, maybe a year or so ago, we broke this down. And I said to you, there was more to it. This is the more to it we're going into. But those of you who remember that, then that was very difficult for some of you to receive, but you got it in the end. Yes, Cananiah.
Okay, I just realized something. So, back in chapter 2, when Yahweh put Adam in the garden and commanded him about the trees that he can freely eat, when we get down to 3, Eve wasn't there. Adam was supposed to teach Eve. So Eve should have known that and rebuked the serpent, but she didn't.
Right. What rule did she break? Yes, ma'am.
She broke the she disrespected her husband because she didn't yield to the authority of her husband.
What was the authority of her husband? So what should she have done?
She should have went to her husband first and said,
Correct.
I was approached. Correct.
But here's the key. This is one of the principles that doesn't exist today. A stranger comes and starts to talk to your wife. You're present. What should you do if a man walks up to you and starts to talk to you?
Excuse me.
That is exactly what you do.
I get it.
Women today won't do that. They will say, oh, well, here, it's made very transparent here. Read it again, Captain.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent.
She shouldn't have said a word. She should have said nothing. She is not his head. And now, one would say then, well, then Abraham, sorry, he's on my mind now. Adam should have stepped forward and said, hold up now, what do you want? One could say that's what he should have done. But that wasn't at play here. What was at play was that there was a straight conversation going on between his wife and this stranger. He was a stranger. And so it said, Captain, read it again, please.
And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
In other words, she said, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. Right? Now, what is it telling you here then? This particular beast was what? And I know, and I know I know you know it, but I know you'll miss it too because it's so obvious. You're going to say to yourself, "What?" Yes, sir.
Okay, we know Scripture describes men as trees,
Yes, sir.
so we know it's not actually talking about fruit here.
Yes.
So it's saying other trees of the garden. There were other people, nations there, right? So
All right. That's all right. That's all right. You're doing good so far. Hold. Captain, read it one more time, please.
Come, the book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse. Do you want verse 3?
I want verse 2, sir.
Verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden.
All right. So what's missing here? What's happening here? Yes, sir. Please be quick.
So she's saying eat of the trees of the garden. Which ones? That's the question.
Well,
Is
no,
it the trees
all right. No. He's on the right ball.
Come.
But stay with me. The trees of the garden, right? So the trees of the Levant, right? Now, what's missing here?
He's not the tree of the Levant.
He's not the tree of the Levant. He's not even from there. Everybody misses it. Everybody. Because everybody thinks he's from the garden. He's not from the garden. Captain, read it again. Hold your hands at this time because I need to move forward. Keep going.
And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the tree.
So she's telling him, remember, she shouldn't be talking.
Come.
And she's now, remember, if you're in the Levant, you don't tell people your business.
That's right.
We don't know who you are. But she's talking to him and she's going into all of the business of the Lord and them. And why is it the Lord and them? Because the Most High has spoken to them, primarily her husband. Now watch this now. Read verse 3. I'm sorry because, all right. If I'm going to take yours, I'm going to take his. So go ahead, sir. Make it short, though. Let's be done.
I'm looking at the trees as being, you said we were there in God, the trees being Israel.
Yes, sir. Remember, we're not Israel now. We're called Adamites. Right? Because we're all of Adam.
So you could talk to these trees.
Because they're in the garden. Right? Yes, sir. What you got?
That's my first time ever hearing that,
Yes, sir.
that term.
Yes, sir.
Levant.
Yeah.
Could you explain?
Levant, it means a land that is flushed with beautiful fruit, beautiful vegetables, water in abundance, green and flowing, and life. Right. Now, that's the ancient term for it. It has since lost its Levantness, if there's such a word. Okay, so it's all dried up now. But that's what it was, all right? Now,
Lebanon?
No, sir, you got a lot of knowledge. You have. No, he has. Got a lot of knowledge. What I'm trying to do with my brother, don't mix it up. Don't mix. You remember where Lebanon is, and remember where the Levant is. Over there, mixing up over here. Doesn't work. All right. Yes, sir. Very quickly.
Is the fruit tied to the fruits of the Spirit being doctrine?
No, the fruit, sir, is let me not answer it. What is the fruit? One word. Yes, sir.
People.
No. Trees are people.
Trees.
Word.
Put it. Yeah, words, but give me another one. Yeah, you mustn't do that. Yes, ma'am.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. See, words, yes.
I didn't have no.
No, because I got words, but what words are you going to give me? Give me some knowledge, right? All right, so that's what it is. It's knowledge, right? Are you with me, doctor?
That stem from the fruits of the Spirit.
No. I'm sorry, because I'm on the clock.
Okay, good.
No, don't tell me to go ahead.
Oh.
But here's what I want you to do. You're going to see. But anyway, the 11. But here's what I'm trying to let you understand. When it comes down to the fruits of the Spirit, you have to be, you're right now he's right because he's using words that are similar, right? But remember, the words that we're using in terms of the fruit of the Spirit is now when things are going good. We're at the worst position going here because man is falling down this pit, you see? And so watch this now. It says, but, read cap 3.
But of the fruit of the tree.
But of the what?
Fruit of the tree.
Go on.
Which is in the midst of the garden.
So you notice, the knowledge, this is how it's meant to be read, uncoded. Read it again, Cap, and I'll stop you.
But of the knowledge.
Go on.
Of the people.
There it is. That's it, uncoded.
That's right.
Right? Watch this now. Read on.
Which is in the midst.
Which where?
In the midst.
Which occupied the center of the garden. Go on.
Yahweh have said, ye shall not eat of it.
See that? Because there is a group that you're not meant to indulge with. Right? That group is this group here. But with me so far? The tree of life, the tree of good and evil. All right? So that's where we are there. Now, what's this? All right, so yes, you got your hand. Yes, sir. Grace and peace. Right, remember I'm on the clock.
That's why he distinguished it in verse 16 and 17 back in verse 2, of chapter 2.
Chapter 2, verse 16, 17 back in chapter 2, which he said, and the Lord commanded, yes, eat of every tree that thou may freely eat. That means you may associate with everyone that's in the garden freely. And then 17, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. He's already put a cap on that. You can go, you can even maybe even look, but you can't touch it, can't go near it. All right, now there's more to that, but let's go on because I need to get under verse 6. And so it says, read.
Neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Lest what?
Lest ye die.
Lest ye die. Right? Everybody got that? Now, what is wrong with that verse? And you know why we all miss it? It's because we all have been taught to read it and go through it, but not examine the English or the language. What is it saying?
That is.
It's right there, but everyone misses it. I guarantee it. I know people who've been in the truth for 20 years and missed that. And I know folk who's in Christianity for 50 years that missed this. God. Yes, Sister Sue.
Can I speak simple?
Yeah, please, ma'am. Simpler the better for me.
What it said to me is, ye may associate with the people in the garden.
Yes.
And I'll be in the barn.
Yes.
But if you associate with those outside, you will die. And not necessarily die if you die, but
what you've just said is perfectly right. But there's something wrong with the language here. See if you see it. Take another look. Yes, Yasharallah. Grace and peace, doctor.
So it's talking about the touching, like mingle with them, marry them,
No. You've got to, doctor. If especially, and I look, I give clues all day long. I do. And when you hear me say, read it and read it slowly because it's there, I'm telling you, there's something wrong here. There's something wrong. But you know what? Everybody misses it because you read it too quickly. Yes, Joshua.
Grace and peace.
Grace and peace, Doc.
Because it was commandment. The scriptures to keep the commandment and live. He gave the commandment in verse 16, 2 and 16.
No, sir, but you're taking it.
Okay.
Right. Cap, read 3 again.
But of the fruit of the tree, which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
What's wrong with it? Yes, sister, no, sister Dolores Perkins. Well, it may sound like a blame, but it's actually crystal clear. Yes, ma'am.
Yahweh has said, you shall not. That's like a commandment.
That's all right. You shall. Yahweh has said, where's it? You shall not what?
You shall not eat of it. That's like.
It is a commandment.
The giving a commandment.
Yes, it is a commandment. You're absolutely right. What else?
It's the first law.
No, that's the first law. But you're right. You're on the button. But what else? Right. Give her a break. Let her read some more. Right. Just before you, sir. Let's lady was first. Go ahead, ma'am.
It's in the less, meaning that you will die, not less.
No, that's not it. That's not it. That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doctor.
I was going to say the same thing.
You're going to say the same thing?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Grace and peace, Pastor. Does it have anything to do with 2 and 17? Because in 17 it doesn't say anything about touching.
No, because 17 now is where everything's made crystal clear. 16 and 17, things being made crystal clear. But you've got to get verse 3 right. Everybody gets it wrong. Everybody gets it wrong. Go on, doctor.
I said touching early on, but is it referring to having relationship?
No. See, when you use words like relationship, you're going back into Joshua and all those books use all that mess. Right?
Is it the ye?
No. It's right there in front of you. I can't tell you unless you read it for yourself. Yes, can I? Don't talk out, doctor. Can I, please?
So she's implying that in the midst of the garden, the tree of life is also in the midst of the garden. So she's not specifying. Because I'm looking at chapter 2 and verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells you the tree of life also in the midst of the garden.
No, because if you go back there, you miss what's here. You have to read chapter 3 and verse 3. It is right there. It has been there for ages. Now, remember, I gave you guys a clue yesterday. And when I brought those 2 books in, I brought in the Cipher and I brought in the Chismush.
Correct.
Now, if any of you had taken a minute just to, because one thing that I do, I always like to look at Genesis of any old book, because there are things written there that's not written in the old books or the ones that have been put together from certain books. You won't get it in these latter-day books. And it is in that's why I have those books, because it tells you what you're missing clearly, and it's there in the Hebrew. So right there in verse 3, I'm running out of time. Yes, ma'am.
Is it that he's given two different commands, so you can't learn of it or eat it, and you also don't even go near it? So there's two separate.
Yes, but you're pinpointing it incorrectly. But what you said is relatively correct. Relatively, you're on the right track. But right there, it's clear as crystal, and I need you to read it and tell me where is the differentiation. Where's the differentiation of it? Right? Leave her, let her ponder. All right, let's go to yourself.
Yeah, I thought you
Or
pointed.
wait till he comes over.
Yeah, I thought you pointed. I'm sorry.
Right, go ahead.
It's the least ye, because
No, sir.
if he and she.
No, sir. I'm just saving your time. Because you're saying, lest ye die.
Right.
No, sir.
But he didn't say.
All right, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let you give it to me, because you know what? Later on you'll say to me, that's what I'm trying to tell you, Pastor.
I wouldn't. But what happened? You said in the word enlist. It never did say she would die, because if she said you would die, I'm thinking she wouldn't attack it. But it never did confirm that she would die. And you said it's in the word.
All right, so tell me what it says then. You've really just repeated what I said, but I need you to tell me, what does that verse say? What is the hidden common denominator?
I thought it was least.
And I just don't say it.
Yeah, right. I'm saying.
Yeah, he does say it.
I just.
So, and all right. Yes, ma'am, Sister Elizabeth.
Neither shall you touch it.
Say that again.
Neither shall you touch it.
Why?
He didn't say anything about touching. He said, Eve added the touch.
There it is. There it is.
Wow.
Hold on, say that again.
She said,
now you see now, when you said it, it woke him up, but he said, say that again?
Yeah.
Because everybody misses it.
But that's a play on word.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Right? So, Sister Elizabeth, teach us. Tell me again what you just said. Based upon what you just said. Please don't change anything. Please.
Eve added the word touch. Touch was, Yahweh never said touch. He said eat.
So that right there is where she is right. Eve added. She added. Yes, sir. Kananaya.
I'll take responsibility of the rebuke that's probably going to come, but my wife did say that.
When did she say that? I know I sat and I listened clearly.
Yeah, I said verse. I reverted back to 2 and 17.
You went back to 16 and 17.
No, 2 and 17.
2 and 17.
2 and 17.
And I
yes.
mentioned about that he said it didn't touch. It said, "Thou shalt not eat of it."
Tell me what you said again.
Yeah, I said that the "shall not touch" was not in verse 17, and I said that that's what Yahweh said. Well, I didn't probably say it in those words, but I reverted back to 17. Yeah.
Because if you had said it, I would have been on it, because I was listening for anyone to say that.
Yeah, it was probably the way I said it.
Well,
but I have reverted back.
You Benji like me. Believe me, you can say anywhere. I'll understand you. You can say to me like this. Look at Pastor. This is how it go, Pastor. It go like this, Pastor. I can talk that mess too. Right? Pastor, this is how it go. Neither shall you eat or touch it. I can go that way. So if you said it, ma'am, I would have got it. But I didn't hear it.
Oh, yeah.
Right. But if you said, and believe you me, I want somebody to get it. I'm not going to rub you. Right. And I was just listening hard. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just thinking, you can't eat it unless you touch it.
Right.
Come.
Right. Go ahead and say that again.
You cannot eat it unless you touch it. So could this be a misprint in the Bible?
No. And here is why you have to be mindful of it. Because what we have here is simply this. And I'm going to read from the second clause down to the final clause. God has said, ye shall not eat of it, comma. Then here we have, neither shall you touch it. That's her. That's all her. That has nothing to do with the Father. And then it said, lest you die. Now, if you, and the reason why it tricks us, because remember what you just said, how are you going to eat it unless you touch it? That's the skillfulness of the scriptures. Because it's put us in a position here that people think it's actually something you're going to hold and eat. But it's not. That's right. At all. So this knowledge is not about you necessarily touching it, it's about you receiving it.
Yeah, or grass.
Exactly. So this is why you have to be very, very clear with this, because you miss it. And sometimes when I mess with you, it's because I see things in the scripture and I'm trying to get you to see it, and no matter how, and sometimes you hear me say, you could, but not like that. And I'm doing all of these kind of what they call it, charades or charades or all that business, just to get you to get it. It's because I want you to get it. I don't want to keep it from you. My job is to make sure you read it and see it the way that the scholars see it, because the scholars know that was there, by the way. Because I have several other books I looked into, and even the scholars say, and she made a huge mistake. And how is it that this was never seen? Yes, sir.
Grace and peace.
Grace and peace.
So by Eve even just having this conversation outside of Adam, she was out of order. So
Doctor, she's broken all the rules.
So that set up the order. That set up sin already.
Yes, indeed.
So why would she add touch when the Most High never said anything about it? Eve maybe like what she seen.
You see, Eve.
I'm just saying. If I'm out of there, I take the rebuke. But why would she even say that?
God. Yep.
No.
Like it.
Let me see what I'm doing. Yeah, see, I'm going over time. Now, I'm going to, there's going to have to be part 2 here. And just so you know, I scheduled that Captain would have been tomorrow, but Captain, I'm going to put you for Tuesday. All right, Doctor?
Come.
All right. No, I wanted Captain to look. I thought, that's why I came and I said, no preamble, we'll just get straight into it. But there's more.
God.
There's more. By golly, there's more. And all of this is tied to our feasts. It's tied to it. Because this is how, this then is the foundation of how our feast came about. You see? So can you wait till tomorrow for the rest?
We're recording, Bishop, so those that have to leave,
I can wait.
they can catch the rest online.
So we will deal with the rest of this tomorrow, because there's a lot. There's a lot. And it all points to us. And that's why I'm flabbergasted when other nations say, I'm in the book. In your dreams. Yes, ma'am.
Grace and peace.
Grace and peace.
Just thinking that in Deuteronomy 4:2, it says you shouldn't come to the word which I command you.
Yes.
Lest
I'm going to cover that tomorrow. I'm not even touching that now. What you said, I'm not even going to touch it because I'm going to be hitting that tomorrow with some other things. So when I stop, I normally stop because I know when a person gets a nibble, then they want to get peace more. And you wait tomorrow like a good rib, and you will eat with everybody else. All right? Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the notes here, next to Genesis 3:3, I have Sirach 25 and 24.
Genesis 3:3.
I have precept Sirach 25 and 24.
Yes.
Now, Christianity has always taught us that.
Sirach 25, did you say?
25, 24, yes, sir.
Yes, yeah, okay.
Christianity has always taught us that we failed, we failed through Adam. We died. Sin and death came into the world through Adam.
All right, so I'm going to stop you there.
You're going to, okay.
Tomorrow, we're going to hit it all. All right. So there's a whole lot more to this. Now, the reason why I look, brothers, and this is for all you teachers as well. I have gone, it's now 39 after the hour.
Yes, sir.
I have to be mindful of those who have to go back and those, I want there to be goodness so that folk can keep coming back. If we make it later and later, what happens is it starts to, this is Sunday, so that's why it's not so bad. But in the week, people, their work, family, some gonna get back, sort out all the rest of things, and I like to make sure that I'm not the one creating any problems there. That's why I do it the way I do. Plus, I know that some are like me at this point, and I'm sorry, but I'm not staying in that camp long. You can't see in the dark at this point. so I understand. Believe me. I mean, I drive out here like an invalid, 25 miles an hour, all that nonsense. I get it. And when you're going to go in the main, I understand. So I'm not going to. This has made me very, very compassionate of people who have an eye situation. Can we please at this time quickly receive some alms? Can we do that very quickly, please? Remember, we meant to give alms